Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to go over a few new deluxe editions of some albums that um, you may or may not know are around. Two are by classic rock artists, and then one is by one of my favorite singer-songwriters. I'll go ahead and jump in to the big one here. Bruce Springsteen and Nebraska. This is a new box set called Nebraska 82. You can see that there. Is that right? Yeah, upside down. You can see that there. And those of you that don't know, Nebraska was a very stripped back album by Bruce that the songs were originally intended to be demos that he was going to present to his band, the E Street Band, but ended up sounding so good as, demos. That's what they put out as the record, Nebraska. Um, this was released as a vinyl set in addition to a CD set. I went with the CD set. I like Bruce Springsteen a lot. I'm not a completist with Bruce, so I did not need to have the vinyl on box set. And generally, as a rule, I don't really go for vinyl box sets. Just too expensive, and I don't feel like flipping a record 100 times to listen to demos. But what I appreciate a lot about this album, well, this set, is they're not giving you a whole lot of filler, and that's okay. Like, we're not getting Bruce, coughing into the microphone and, taking time to, talk to, himself or change lyrics or stuff. You've got fully realized songs here. So the first disc is going to be your outtakes here, and this is how it's set up in the CD set. You've got the first two CDs. You've got a booklet there, which again, it's got all the lyrics in it for all the songs. I mean, you get an idea there, and then you have the other discs in the back as well as a DVD, which I'll get into in just a second. So the first disc, you've got the Nebraska outtakes, and so with that, you've also got a couple of songs that would end up on Born in the USA, which was going to be, his monster superstar record. But you've got Born in the USA, Losing Kind, Downbound Train, Child Bride, Pink Cadillac, The Big Payback, Working on the Highway, On the Prowl, Gun in Every Home. So again, you've got some songs there that you might recognize from Born in the USA, including the title track there and Working on the Highway. But it sounds great. The acoustic guitar is so clear. The harmonica sounds fantastic. So the first disc is a keeper. Disc 2 is something that a lot of fans have been craving for, which I was unaware of. Again, I'm a little ignorant with Bruce. It's a set called Electric Nebraska, where you've got the E Street Band playing the songs that Bruce wrote during the Nebraska sessions. And it sounds really cool. I mean, you've got Stevie Van Zandt doing those harmonies, Max on the drums, everybody doing their thing. About two of the songs are pretty close to how they were acoustically. So even if that had been released as an E Street album, we still would have gotten a fairly stripped back Bruce record for the time. But very, very cool. Disc 3, you've got Bruce playing Nebraska live at the Count Basie Theater in New Jersey. And with that, you've also got a DVD, a Blu-ray film, which I have yet to watch. But I hear that it's very, very good. And that, you've kind of got a similar situation to the Bruce on Broadway performance that he did a couple years back in New York. But yeah, you've got Bruce in very good voice. I believe this is from about 2019. Excuse me, 2019. But you've got Larry Campbell accompanying him on guitar, and Larry Campbell, for those Bob Dylan fans out there, know that he performed with Bob Dylan for a long time, and now he performs with his wife. Is it Teresa? Yeah, it just adds a little bit of extra layer. But Bruce is in great voice doing those Nebraska songs live. And then you have the final disc, which is the remaster of the original record. So highly recommend this set. It's very cool. It's kind of got this like bound spine here. But yeah, really, really good. Nebraska 82 by Bruce Springsteen. Next, I'm going to go with the singer-songwriter. This came out a little bit ago, but it's just now getting the physical release out there. And that is this album by John Prine called Lost Dogs and Mixed Blessings. Now, this was a album that John put out in the mid-90s. It was just before he had his big cancer scare, I believe. But you've got some songs on here that would end up staying as John Prine staples. The big one being Lake Marie, which I got to see him do live in 2019, and it was fantastic. But you've got the first disc here of the standard album. There's also a vinyl that is coming out. I did order that. However, those were delayed until I think the end of this month, being October 2025. But it's an interesting John Prine album. You've got members of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on here, including Howie Epstein and Benmont Tench. You've also got Stevie Nicks' guitarist, Waddy Wachtel, on here. And then you have one tune with 60s artist Marianne Faithfull, who at this point had kind of like that rough, almost like latter-day Rosemary Clooney kind of voice. But it's a solid album. It's not one of my favorites by John, but it was very cool to see that it was going to be released on vinyl, I believe, for the first time. So that's very exciting. It was put out on Oh Boy Records. But the real gem on here is the second disc, which has a couple of acoustic and demo versions as well as alternative takes. Great songs on here, like Humidity Built the Snowman. It's a fantastic John Prine tune. It's got that mellow, melancholy kind of sound, but it's also got, that secondary meaning, which John was so good about putting into his songs. All the Way With You is a great song. Check out the song Day Is Done on here. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful tune. But in terms of packaging, you got the two CDs here. You have to share one of the sleeves with one of the discs. There's the disc. So you got to share the sleeve with the disc and the booklet there. There's John looking very cool. Kind of a throwback to Sweet Revenge, his fourth album, something like that. But yeah, kind of traditional to the original, which I have, an original CD in a jewel case. Not a whole lot of extras here, other than the fact that they give you the extra songs there on the back. But yeah, you don't get like a new essay or anything like that. But it's nice that it's being put back out on vinyl. So I'm very excited to finally get that, hopefully in the next week or so, through the mail. So, but from what I think, if I remember correctly, the vinyl does not have the bonus cuts. So the vinyl is just that. So if you want those extra cuts, get the CD on Oh Boy Records. So lastly, for these 3 deluxe sets that I think you should have, this just came out on Friday, I believe. This is Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy, the 50th anniversary, reissued by Elton John. This was kind of when Elton was starting to lose a little bit of his commercial, height. He did have a big hit on here with Someone Saved My Life Tonight. But at this point, that run of just boom, 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 hit after hit after hit after hit album was starting to come to an end. But again, considered to still be one of his classic albums. There's Elton and Bernie Taupin, his songwriter, his lyricist. You do have great songs on here. The title track is fantastic. It's one of his best. An autobiographical tune about Elton and Bernie, sung through the characters of Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Tower of Babel is another great tune. Again, Someone Saved My Life Tonight. Writing is fantastic. Curtains is another great Elton John deep cut. And then disc 1, you've also got some bonus cuts, which often come with the reissues of this album on CD. You have his version of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, One Day at a Time. Then you have the single Philadelphia Freedom, which was a huge hit for him. And then the song House of Cards. But disc 2 is really where the treat is, where in addition to some bonus extra takes of the songs from the record, you have a almost complete live version of Elton doing the songs from Captain Fantastic in their entirety from 2005, which that would have been the 30th anniversary of this album. And it sounds fantastic. He is with the Voice of Atlanta choir, but he does every song. He does not do Tower of Babel, or Babel, I should say. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's other than that, he's doing everything. He doesn't do writing as either, but everything else sounds fantastic. His voice is great. They leave in a little bit of the dialogue at the beginning there, where he kind of introduces the album. But this, you do get a really nice booklet here. Some of the original notes, as well as a an essay called "Beyond Belief: The Extraordinary Story of Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy," and you've got all the the photos and like the tour posters. You have a section called "Treasure Children Always Seek to Find," artwork and reaction. It's about the artwork in the record, but yeah, just a really well done package. Elton John's team usually does a pretty good job with these reissues. Again, surprising that he hasn't put out a super deluxe version of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which it's already, the 50th for that has already come and gone. He has released several of these 2-disc sets. I know he did it with with Honky Chateau and Tumbleweed Connection. But yeah, just a really nice little set here by Elton, and I'm happy to have it. It's kind of on like that cardboard feeling box. So there you go. There's 3 box sets that I'm really enjoying right now. I hope you will too. And let me know if you purchased any of these. I know the Springsteen one is all the rage right now, so those other 2 might have slipped under the radar. But if you like singer-songwriters with humor, then I recommend the John Prine record. And then everybody knows Elton John, so if you didn't know about that Captain Fantastic set, which also seemed to kind of slip under the radar, I would recommend going to check that out as well. There's also a really pretty double vinyl color variant that is worth checking out. But anyway, that does it for me. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.